favorite story from childhood?
My favourite story of childhood is Mummy, it burns.
One good story?
There was like lots of memories. I just remember playing every day. We'd play like hockey, all sorts of stuff.
Well, I lived in an apartment complex, so I would always steal my mom's change and buy all the kids in the complex sodas. And my mom would get mad because all the change would be gone. You know, we didn't really have any money anyway, so she needed that.
Good story from my childhood. I burnt my house down when I was 12.
How'd that happen?
Cooking potatoes, oddly enough.
Favorite? Or just like one memory?
Like a good story.
One great story.
I don't have any.
Oh my goodness. Can I think about it?
And there's a creek right behind like our house. We'd have a fence to get to. Go fishing for crawdads.
I don't have fun ones. I ran into a tailgate when I was 3 years old because I put my hands in poop, dog poop, and then I ran. Look,
I was driving my bike to school, and I was kind of in the middle of the street, or on the side of the street, on my way, and there was a car parked on the side of the road, and so I was trying to go around it, and my third grade teacher hit me from behind in her car.
I used to catch bugs and go through the woods looking for bugs and snakes, even though I was afraid of them, but I looked for them anyway. I don't know.
When I sang the national anthem at Turner Field for a Yankee and Braves game.
When I was in elementary school and I got this presidential award for like academic achievement.
I peed my pants in pre-K twice in a row. I was crying a lot.
I just used to get in trouble a lot in school. Like a lot.
When I was little, when we were in the car, my sister would sit in the passenger seat and I'd sit in the back seat and my mom would sit in the middle seat. And whenever I got in trouble, my mom was scolding me and my sister would make ugly faces behind my mom's back and I got in trouble and I got beat more because my mom was mad at me for laughing because my sister would make ugly faces.
My friend and I went up the street and there was these people and they were giving these dogs away. And so I went up to him and I was like, hey, I want one really bad. We were getting ready to move to Oregon. And my friend and I pretended that I had saved its life and it almost got hit by a car and that we couldn't find the people that owned it. So my parents were like, okay, well, we'll put up posters and if we can't find, you know, who the owner is, then you can have them.
A cool thing for my childhood would have been, like for the first, 5 years of my life, I was an Air Force brat. My dad built missiles in the Air Force, so he actually won Airman of the Year. He got to meet the president.
I ended up keeping her and I stuck with that story for like, gosh, she was 13 years old. She just died like 4 months ago. It was really sad. She died in my arms, but it was so funny because I finally told them the truth and they were like, no way.
Me and my mom were talking about this the other day. There was a CD she had with the Linings, their family, whatever, singing. And me and my sister were listening to it, and we recorded over it.
I always thought it was funny. I was born with a disease called pyloric stenosis, and my stomach tube was tied in a knot. And so I had surgery to have it corrected, and they put me in the hospital. I was like a month old. And so a lot of the first pictures that my family has of me after I was born, I'm sitting in this steel crib with nothing but a diaper on. And they tried to put the IV in my hand, and I kept pulling it out. So they tried to put it in my foot, and I kept pulling it out. So they put it in my head, on top of my head, and then put a styrofoam cup over it, so I look like a month-old Shriner. My sister and I were out running up and down the beach, and we were getting ready to leave, and we had our sand buckets and pails and everything laying there, and we started to run off. My dad told my sister to go get her sand bucket, and she goes over there, and he's all standing there. I remember him tapping me going, watch this. She picked it up. It was like a fish head that was about this big. I mean, right under the bucket.
This is going to sound weird, but I was the fastest runner in my school up until year 3. And so any new person that came to the school, it'd be like a bad Michael Jackson video. And I'd be like, hey, oval, lunchtime, we're going to see how fast you are. I bandaged my knee on race day just so I gave the punters something to think about.
When I was a kid, we had this huge like tree trunk in our front yard, and my dad wanted to like plant a new tree, but this tree trunk was in the way. And he never had time to dig it out, so one day I decided to go get a garden shovel and a fork, and I dug it out by myself. And it took me like 5 hours. And when he came home, I was standing in the driveway with the tree trunk above my head.